All right, it's now 2 p.m. PST. We are going to start our meeting. Coco, you there?
I am here.
You're here. Nice. Okay. Oh, Leppy's here too. All right, just logged on. So we'll be giving Leppy the role. Okay. There you go. All right. So welcome to the 8th community meeting. We'll be, if you wish to talk, ask a question, ping at community meeting, and that'll ping the three of us. If you have any questions and you want to say it out loud, feel free to ping us again and we can give you the speaker role and I'll let you unmute yourself. We ask that if you do this to please remute yourself afterwards because permissions are fucky. With that, I'm Dominius. We're just going to quickly go over what we're currently working on. I'm currently working on just cleaning up ban appeals, making sure they're done well, and overlooking some training things, but not too much. Coco?
I respond to policy threads. That's my thing.
And I know Leppy, if you want to talk in the chat, I think you're immune to that. That's all right.
Cool. Moment.
We're going to transition into apple bottom jeans. Perfect. That is transitions into our first topic point today. We're going to be talking about dynamic. Currently, we are testing dynamic. Or currently, the situation as of a week ago was Terry and Bagel had dynamic. Sybil and Manuel were on secret. We have in the past week moved dynamic onto Sybil, and we are testing a lot of configurations. The goal is we do wish to see Manuel head to dynamic.
I don't want 24/7 though.
Not 24/7. We wish to see it be able to have a home there as well as secret. One of the big things that I personally don't like about secret is it's extremely easy to meta the round. If you see a trader item, you know it can't be a team. If you see a team, you know you can't. There's no solo antags. It leads to a lot of kind of tongue-in-cheek meta play, and I find it a lot more interesting to play with dynamic in the rotation. Saying that, the number we are adjusting the numbers, so it'd be a lot less antags than it normally is. That's what we're Manuel.
It's
Manuel. Manuel, whatever.
No, it's not Manuel, Tommy. It's Manuel. Jesus Christ! You call yourself a headman?
All right. Manny. How about that, huh, punk?
What? No.
No.
All right. Anyways. Continue.
So right now, I'm have tools to tweak settings anyway. Yes. During the rounds, admins have more than their right to not tweak the individual config numbers, but they're more than welcome to change the threat level. They can lower it, they can increase it, and they can touch it as they wish. Are there new things? Okay, Madly Evil Waffle. There's been a lot of things removed recently. Are these new things being planned? That's something that you're going to have to ask the code base.
Yeah, don't ask us code questions because we can't answer them.
Yeah, we can't answer them, just like they can't answer.
We don't touch the code. That's Orange's thing.
Yeah.
All the coders and stuff.
Purely oranges. There's no other coders. It's just oranges.
It's literally just oranges with this like 50 alts.
Yep. Can you go over? Okay, Codender actually has a good question. Can you go over how dynamic antags are picked and balanced? Dynamic antags there. So each antag is given a threat level. For instance, Blood Brothers is given 15, Traders is given 10, Wizard is given 40. Threat levels generate between 0 and 100. It might be 1 and 100. Don't quote me on the bottom number.
Yeah.
It's the max is 100, and then it starts spending that threat at the start of the round, and it'll leave some threat to be calculated in a mid-round injection or a late injection.
So there's a scaling for it too. Like if you add in a second trader, the second trader will cost more threat than the first one. So
yeah. So if there's like 3 traders, it might cost more like 40 instead of 30. I forget the exact numbers, but it is a scaling number. Okay, see if we can grab a quick question. Is TG Station? No, is Cinemas individual? Is TG Station lore dead? It is not dead. It's just in sleeping right now. Is oranges even real? I hope so. Can we add some sort of button that increases threat during the round? That's going to be up to the admin right now. I don't see any reason to. I don't see any use of it. Like a player button on like the captain console or something. Nah.
Yeah, I feel like every captain's just gonna fucking press that button every goddamn round.
Right?
They're just gonna fucking spam that shit. I don't fucking trust people to not press that thing every round.
No.
If there's
Okay,
a fucking button, somebody's gonna press it without a doubt.
Gangs are currently on Manuel. So and they're included in the dynamic threat. That's a good question, Edge, about the our roleplay standards. Please keep those kind of questions though. Try to keep it on top right now of dynamic on Sybil and Manuel. That's a very good question. I just don't want to get into that right now. Blue T-shirt guy asks if the numbers are tweaked enough on dynamic for manual, wouldn't the prices be high enough for the runs to play out functionally the same as secret? And how do you find a good balance? You're right. That is something that is a problem, is finding a good balance. That's kind of why that's what we're doing pretty much on Sybil right now, is we're testing out and balancing out and seeing what we can find. Right now, we're sort of happy. The general rules, we've increased the threat level on everything a little bit, but on teams the most. We want to see that if there's a team end tag, there's only a couple solo end tags at most. We don't want to see 15 traders on a 40-person round. That would be not okay. And that's something we're trying to avoid. And so that's what we're doing on Sybil. So whatever numbers we figure out on Sybil that work will also be the numbers for the dynamic rounds that happen on Manuel. If we go through with that.
Let's see. If Manuel goes full dynamic, does extended / green shift die with it? We're not making Manuel full dynamic. I'm not, at least.
No. So it'll be in rotation.
It'll be in rotation along with secret, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Ash makes a good point.
Hi, Lefty.
What is stopping you from making the round either open to round type either completely open to everyone to know about, or making completely invisible by including red herrings to trick meta tryhards? Honestly, red herrings is such a weird thing to try to balance around. It's a lot more fun if we just let players have some more chance to fuck around with antag rolls than it is to try to fake people out. Campbell is just sleeping right now. Don't worry about him. Okay, let's see if I can pick a couple more questions here. Okay, Hulkamania. Do you think that adding threat level for traditionally randomly generated mirrored antics like Blob or Ninja is excessive? Seems to reduce the special nature of those roles if they're basically handled by the dynamic system and the random event system. That's something I didn't think about. Yeah, they're virtually just being rolled twice. If there's enough threat for them to be called up and the event system also calls on them. I think that's something that will be, because that does happen on Bagel and Terry now, where sometimes it'll double up or something crazy will happen.
Sounds dumb.
Sounds dumb.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It does. No, it sounds dumb just the fact that like a blob can spawn and then all of a sudden the event.
Yeah,
like
probably just remove them from the random event thing.
Yeah, remove them from the mid-round antics from the event, or remove them from the dynamic config might be the call there. But we're still testing it out. I think that's something that we definitely need to put on the list. Okay. Codeender asks, I've seen a lot of complaining recently that calls us too OP.
Ignore it, Tommy. Ignore it.
Is it? Ignore it. Sorry. It looked long.
Get the fuck out of here, Codeender, with your goddamn code question. All right, next question.
Next question. Nope. Jukes, shut the fuck up. Dynamic on Sybil and Manual is what we're currently going over. Specifically, we're looking for any concerns you guys have, or if you have any questions how it's currently being handled. And see them all if that's a code to action question. Oranges, that's a code question. Please go find a mirror. Clark, if you want to, Clark Ultron, can I say a few things about the dynamic situation in general? Sure. I'll give you the speaker role and you can come in and talk, say a few things that you feel are on your mind. Feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, I'm just gonna unmute you if that's what you want to do.
Hello, can I be heard?
There we go. Yeah, you can hear it now.
All right, so about I'm wondering, are there going to be the same scaling things on all the servers, or just specifically different for Sybil and Manual? First of all,
well, we're testing it on Sybil to make it different for Manuel, because we're not going to just throw dynamic on Manuel untested. So that's the point on testing it on Sybil, to have different numbers.
Yeah. But the numbers on Sybil, after we're done testing, I want them to be different. I want the Sybil numbers. I want Sybil's to still be the slower round types as usually is. Lower amounts of antags, more chance for the crew to fuck around. I really like how it is right now because Secret just gives it like the lower antag and they're having a great time, or it seems like they're having a good time, and I don't want to change that too much.
Will you be changing like how much the maximum threat can be, or like the average threat that will be up there?
We're having troubles figuring out how to do a maximum or lowering a maximum threat. So in lieu of that, we're raising the cost of everything. That's our way of working with it.
And also, as I say, I'm very supportive of having it on both Manual and Sybil because it just makes more sense. Also, Book Tower wanted me to ask, when are we starting out public TG Station Factorio server?
When you code it.
All right, that's it.
Cool. All right. Going back to see if we missed any questions. Door source invitation? No. Are you going to allow SEC to kill enter perma for low-level crimes on MEP servers?
No,
also,
there is a rule
them.
specifically about treating people in proportion to their crimes and what they did. So if they just fucking grabbed a I don't know, fucking insoles from engineering, you can't fucking shoot them to death like a retard on MRP. Anyways,
yeah. So that's I think we're gonna wrap up the topic question about dynamic on Sybil Manual right now. Yeah, Clark, just mute yourself. I'm gonna unmute you because that's not working right. Okay. So we're gonna wrap up there. We want to move on to a closing about dynamic on Terry and Bagel specifically. How you guys feel about it? Do you feel there's too many antags, not enough? Okay. Oh, Glasses Cat or Kobe makes a good point. Can Heavens make a thread encoding John for things they're trying to choose?
I love forum threads. Yes, I will do that.
Done. Thank you.
Well, remind me, DM me, or I won't remember. DM me right now, or I will fucking forget that you ever told me to do that.
This is true. Nukies is too common on Bagel. I'll take some time. I'll make a note of that here. I'll make a note to go through the logs for all the round types and see how many times the Nuki spawned and see if it's kind of might be fucky wucky. I haven't looked at that before. Too many on high pop and not enough antics on low pop. Okay, sorry. Edge makes a question. Terry seems to not have enough antics on low pop, while also having too many on Uber high pop. I feel like we might need to, if that's the case, maybe scaling might need to be looked at. While we're doing work on Sybil for their dynamic work, I'll make a note here to look at the scaling on Bagel and Terry because they share a config. Okay. Falling down to the bottom. What happened to Xenos? I never see them on dynamic. Maybe just unlucky. Actually, I haven't seen. I haven't seen I haven't seen an excessive amount, but I've never they happen pretty okay. It should be a rare anteg, or a rare thing to see.
Xenos don't work at all. They're completely broken. There's no point in having them in the dynamic if they don't work.
Oh, they should be working. Are they not working?
They don't regenerate plasma. They don't. So they don't work.
Very unfortunate.
Oh, it's very
We need to
unfortunate.
Temporarily kill them until they're fixed.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, I did not know that they were broken. Sorry about that. I'll make a note here to remove them from the dynamic config as well until they're fixed. Xenoweeds are broken, so that's same thing. Or it's mechanically they're broken, so they can't be played. Return of Clock Cult. Ask the coders if they comes back. Sure.
Do not respond to code
Not
questions.
responded.
Do not acknowledge
Sorry.
code questions, Tommy. They don't
Terribly
exist.
sorry. Your guess is Mooser. Please keep those kind of questions till the end. We're still looking
Don't acknowledge
for.
them, Tommy.
Don't acknowledge them, but I wanted.
No, they're fucking retards. Don't listen to them. I'm sorry, Mister.
Insano Moth ask oranges. Give me a sec, Coco, if you want to take over for a sec. I just want to write down some notes.
Can we have a code community meeting? I don't know. Ask Oranges. That's stuff. TG Station 2 is in the works. Thank you for asking. Any plan? Flight. I had a fly person. That was my first character. His name was Galorpus, and he was a janitor, and I would slurp up vomit all the time. It would save me on soap. But no, I don't want to add them as round start. Sorry.
SS14 isn't playable, Jackrip, at all.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm done taking some notes. Cool. If that's gonna be it, I feel like that's gonna be I think we're gonna move on to the next point right now. Dynamic and Civil and Terry, or Bagel and Terry. If you have more questions, please wait for the end and we'll cover them again. Going to Blood Brother. Currently, we're having a lot of tension between Blood Brother and the round, as it is mechanically pretty weak. If it's mechanically weak compared to all other antags. We're looking at a few solutions, and we want to see what you guys have to say. One of them is Leppy has gone over is, and there's currently an open policy thread. Please comment on it about just turning off Blood Brother.
I haven't read it yet.
It's a pretty short thread. But also on the MRP servers, like Manuel and hopefully Campbell one day, we will see like Blood Brother. There's a lot of chance for RP to happen. But also it's a weird problem to have, because Blood Brother is such like a roleplay oriented role, and it could be exciting if you want to play Blood Brother, but everybody who turns Blood Brother on doesn't want to play Blood Brother. So it's just a really weird problem to have. And I get it, it's a free antag role, and some people like to have that option. But God, it sucks. I don't know a good solution to that. Sorry, let's go over questions. Hulkamania. Hulkamania. How do you pronounce that? People who roll Blood Brothers and actually work together are the vast minority, and the amount of people who have turned it off is massive. The problem is you can get forced into Blood Brothers even if you have it turned off, which means they're not even going to be mildly interested in the role, even though they roll it. Very good point. I think that does cover what it breaches a little bit what I said about people who have it off, and if you do have it off, you can get forced into it, which is a pretty shitty way of having it.
With what?
Sorry, you can have an antag off, and then if no one has it enabled, but the dynamic says, "Hey, we want Blood Brothers," it'll just pull people randomly.
I don't think that happens anymore. That was a bug, and I've never had that happen since. I've had Blood Brothers off for about a year.
I think you know the answer to that question that you just asked, Kabi, which is brothers considered a team antag? Like, is obviously outing yourself and fucking your mate over bannable? Yes, it is bannable. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Beanable, yes.
Beanable. Let's reading over some comments. Blood Brothers should have optional objectives you can accomplish for small amounts of TC. Then you can give a short list of gear, sort of like contracts.
You can code
I
that
feel
if
like
you want.
Coding. I feel like that's a coding issue and that's a coding solution. I would like for us to be able to come with a policy decision rather than having to force the coders to have to do something here. Like if someone wants to take on that mantle, feel free. I'll fully support you to retool Blood Brothers into something more interesting. But I'm looking for a solution that we can roll out like this week or next week that doesn't require additional coding.
Oh god, that means I have to make a decision soon. All right.
Yeah, not being able to choose your brother, it does suck. Like not just like new players are great. And I love seeing new players, but it does feel kind of awful when you get like a blood brother and you have like a couple thousand hours, you know what you're doing, and you find out your blood brother is someone who just happened to turn on blood brother and doesn't know what they're doing and they're like botany. It does feel shitty, and it's not to hate on the new guy. Like they're just playing the game. But it's horrible trying to achieve a team objective when one person doesn't even know what they're doing, or they're still learning the game. Okay, trying to take some questions.
Everyone's spamming Levy one with has autism.
Our restrictions on antags, like more important jobs, I don't feel like that's a proper solution. Because even then, you still have people who have like 500, 600 hours who get blood brother, and they immediately go like suicide by security. It's a little rare, but it's also, it happens still. I don't feel an hour restriction matters here, or will make a difference. Okay, Blurbo asks, are you going to crack down on non-assistants like engineering just being picked by power gamers that pick it for the gloves? Currently, there's nothing in the works for that. However, personally, when I see someone tiding and they aren't an assistant, like they're an engineer who round start tides into the captain's room as a non-antag, I do look at them a lot less favorably.
Do your damn job.
Do your damn job and just don't be an asshole.
Do your job.
Yeah, there's no glory in tiding if you're not an assistant. Oh, Armhulian asked an interesting one. Can you please reconsider testing disabling assistant maintenance access? Last time you rejected so much as a test of this, but there's some really good arguments for it, and I want to see how it changes the game. This is a confident option and not a code one. Honestly, I wouldn't mind like a weekend of no main access. That'd be kind of like a fun event at the very worst.
Do it.
I am so against the idea of assistants not having main access, but that's
I'm against it. I'm against it permanently, but honestly, it kind of sounds like fun for a little bit, just like a day.
No, thank you. I'll do it for
I
a
will
day.
point out admins
No longer.
who do that for round. It's it's not a protected config option.
Oh, really? I feel like we'll let our admins then, at the time, those who realize that it's there, are free to do so. Try not to spam it, of course. Like spamming it round after round after round is not fun. Okay. Getting back on topic of Blood Brothers, 101. It really sucks when Dynamic spends like 80 threat on 3 trios of Blood Brothers. It does suck. It feels shitty. Jack Rips asks again, can we get playtime restrictions on certain antagonists? No. Nick, when choosing a BB open up more possibilities for meta-friend metacoms abuse? You're right. That is something that is that I never want to see. Like I don't want to see a blood brother's a lone antagonist and they get to pick somebody to be their blood brother. That would suck. That would just not be okay. We're not giving people the chance to give free antag passes. War Ops good or bad? Answer now. I like War Ops. I understand everyone's argument, but it's fun for me, and that's a personal opinion.
I like
War Ops
when
is fun.
people die and things go boom. Me likey.
I know people.
War Ops.
I know people don't like War Ops, and there's a lot of arguments against it because it does warp the round. But I still think it's fun.
Warp the round and more steal it entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. It does hijack the round.
What do you
Getting back
mean?
into Blood
It is
Brothers.
the round.
It is the round. It
What do you mean
becomes
it
the round.
hijacks the round?
It's same wording.
It's like say any Antag hijacks the round.
Right. Going back into I feel like we covered in the okay, so let's rookie. I know it's probably a quarter thing, but what about easier Blood Brother objectives? I don't think any of the objectives are really that hard besides like hijack. That might be a personal thing. Maybe like not even then. With that in mind, I feel like we've exhausted our conversation about dynamic on Bagel and Terry, and Blood Brothers, and dynamic on Sybil and Manuel. So let's move on to our fourth topic, a public ban database. Now I want to make a definition of what that would mean. Currently, we have a lot of discussion and we have a lot of like guidelines and like lines that none of us want to cross. The line that I don't want to cross is no old bans. So if we open up a public ban database today, only new bans would be on it and only permanent bans. I'm really worried that a public ban list would just become a public peanut post, and everyone would just look at it and just be like, haha, here we go, and just be people like just harassing each other for bans they get. Saying that, I do see the value in a public database because it would increase the transparency of our admins. Admins would have to do more work to make sure that the bans they put out are well worded, they're understandable, they're very clear. I don't think that's an issue right now, but it's something that is hidden because we don't share it. Granted, players are more than welcome to share their own bans with other people. That's totally fine.
I'm just gonna say I don't want public bans.
I do.
That's what I'm saying on that.
End of the day, you're right. I don't want public bans, but there's enough concession points there that I don't mind having my mind swayed. If it's only new bans, if it's only permanent bans,
I'm probably.
but I
not
do
getting
want to
swayed.
hear what you guys have to say about this.
Well, me? You mean?
Oh yeah, we've talked, but the community.
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah. That
I-
makes sense. Players. Players.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly just try to jump back up and see if I can grab some questions. Will the holograms be hosted on Scrubby or StatBus? Most likely StatBus. We don't know.
Well-
Talked to Ned a bit about it, but there's no. Oh, and also the TGDB.
Yeah, so basically we have an internal like ban page all the admins use, and I can make that display a player view with restrictions like only showing X data and only bans after X day. And then that has a JSON API that Scrubby will likely pull from, and as well as StatBus.
So there you go. All right. See if we can have some more questions here. Oh, I scrolled too far up. Okay. Book Tower. Could someone say this for me? How about publicly randomly selected bans with C keys revoked on a delay? I feel like that's a lot of work for just trying to hide a little bit. I don't think that's feasible. Edge says public ban list is abandoned because griefers would see it as their high score. You're right. That is one of the reasons that I am against it. Is just it does become a public peanut post, and that can be used by anybody for whatever means they want. But I do see the merits in
The
it
only
as well.
thing I'd really be remotely okay with is just a public thing for perma bans. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Hulkamania. I will say the people who form generally don't want people to know about every minor incident when they learn about it. Publishing burner bans would at least make sense, in my opinion. I totally agree. That's one thing is that people get shamed. If everyone knows about like all the admins have like some bans or knows the history. I've got a pretty bad history as well. If everyone saw it, I would feel kind of shitty. Especially if you're a new player and you get like your first ban. Like there's a lot of players who get their first ban in the first note and they don't come back for like a month or a couple months because they just don't feel comfortable coming back. And that's not something that I want to foster.
Is it really a problem to have like your fucking permabans shown? Like fucking who cares? Who
Permabans
cares that you got a fucking note about rushing the break. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. You're right about the public for permabans, because if you're planning to appeal it anyways, you're gonna make it public anyways as well. This also works in something that I would like to see is more the other servers. We see their public permabans, and it's really nice to see when they have people who are like ban evaders or they're DDoSers or people who are just ill will to the community. If we share our permabans with them as well, it'd be a nice show of faith, I think.
The only bad thing about permabanning invaders, because a lot of the time invaders don't get a proper note reason. It's normally something like retard or cum or piss.
You're right. So that's one of the things going forward, all permabans would need to be just a little bit more well worded. Which sucks because it's fun to meme. Like
I like calling them retards.
calling them retards. If someone's ban evading for the 12th time today, it's kind of fun to just call them a retard and ban them again. People doing metacoms kind of get decked by Syncom once they get caught on one server too. Yeah. Swamp Ass, have the ban list be anonymous. That way we can make sure the admins are actually handing out good bans, but we don't create a stoning gallery. I don't like the idea of them being anonymous. If we're still talking about permabans only. I don't want everyone minor, note, or ban being listed and being anonymous, because I feel like people would work to try to figure out who they are. I think it's too much of a doxing moment.
No, I will not have fucking IPs shown next to someone's permaban. Fucking
yeah.
VG does it.
Fucking,
I am
that is
not going to
retarded, and
dox
that's never
someone.
happening. That is never
That
fucking
is so
happening.
retarded, and I have no idea why VG does it.
I don't know either, man.
Retarded. Okay, blue teacher. Public bans shame people and create stigmas against players who honestly want to self-improve. Even public permanent bans would go against that. No, you're right. That is still shaming. It's not great. I feel like if they're going to improve it, they're going to appeal that ban. That ban is going to be public anyways.
Yeah.
No,
if it's a perma ban, it has to get appealed to come down, and that has to happen on the forums anyways.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that's a good point. Katagura D. Aren't prior notes important context to a good number of permanent bans? What about those notes? There is no easy solution to that.
I'd say we still keep it permabans.
I would still keep it the permabans. We're not going to release the notes. That is something that is going to get some context will be lost on permanent bans. And if they choose to appeal, that context can be gained by the community. Once again, though, admins aren't like, say someone gets permanent banned because they have a large list of notes. Admins aren't allowed to share those notes with other players. Only the banned player is allowed to share those notes with other players. It's not up to us to disclose people's private information. Okay. The case against public bans is the same organ as people use to insist notes are punishments, aka Kevin argument. Notes are not punishments. Notes are just notes for us to keep track and work with you to make sure shit doesn't happen again. Trexud, maybe we can have transparency about bans through other means out of curiosity. I'm not sure if there's any other way to really handle that. You're welcome to suggest them, and we're welcome to go over them, but it would need to be explored. Armhillion asks, okay, now will you admin or just no? Okay. Okay, Katagura, that's actually a good point. I'll read the question aloud. If you add permabans to public without disclosing the related notes, I don't think it's fair to the players to make them public. You'd have to add a stipulation for admins to append the notes that help them to decide the permaban. Once again, I don't want to add the notes, but you make a session, we should be able to describe the notes in a in enough context that like there is notes.
I
This
mean,
is
when
based
I
off of notes.
apply a permaban, I usually also list that it's due to previous notes and stuff. Like, I think you should just trust admins at a certain point. That's my opinion on it.
That's yeah. It's something we normally do anyways when it comes to a note ban. But you're right. We have to make sure that we keep doing that. If we go through with this. Nick,
Banning
we really
Bindi
need
for
to-
him shutting "Suck This Cock Clean" was the dumbest fucking shit copy.
Thank you, Leppy. And Shivo. Okay. I feel like we've, for the most part, exhausted our conversation to get the thought across what we want in public bans. So now we're entering on general Q&A. Please ask any questions and we'll do our best to answer them. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, now interface to text version. Okay, Moon Madden, let's go. Is there any plans of integrating anti-cheat for server? I don't know of any. T-Station servers for SSD? No.
SS14 is not playable.
No.
What's the point in swapping over to a game that's not playable yet?
Yeah. Is global
Don't
anti
lie
work?
to me, oranges. It's not.
Is global anteg works like Cult New Ninja to put another mode in dynamic mode? To ask the question again, does dynamic is there a point cost for Cult that nuclear emergency like Trader and Bloodbrother? Yes. More gateway maps. Gateway maps are going to be a coding thing. We do want to see like some more gateway maps, but right now something that I have a problem with gateway maps is they're very big. They are players go in and they never come out, and not because they die. Sometimes they die, but like it's not station content. They're not staying on the station where the game is happening. I'd like smaller ones that are more easier to manage, and like they're still connected to the station. Encino Moss, may I be unmuted in order to ask a couple questions? Sure, I will unmute you. Go for it, Encino Moss.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Sorry if I get a little nervous. I'm in front of a crowd. So I have a couple of questions. In terms of events, will there ever be plans for anything Dwarf Fortress related, since that is loosely connected to Space Station 13?
You mean just an admin running a Dwarf Fortress event or something?
No, like a general, somewhat like, I mean, more like a mode.
We have
that's
What, a mode? Like a coding
Mode is
question?
a mode is a code question. If you're talking about an event, that's more in our territory.
All right, fine. Event.
I don't know.
yes to that.
It's up to individual admins to figure it out. I have no plan.
Yeah, ask the Johnnies.
All right,
Current-
another question then.
Wait, onto the Dwarf Fortress. We currently have one admin, Paxomaniac, or recently admin now. They've been running the Dwarf Station map, same as our Brazil maps, a few times now with the other mappers. We haven't announced it because it's usually a spur of the moment thing, because they've needed to get an admin on to help them. Come back again in a few weeks if they manage to get to trial admin, and they'll be more than welcome to run those events whenever they're done and whenever they are requested, or as long as not too often. Yeah. So yes.
All right. Another question is, I've noticed there's been an increase of non-human players, such as lizards and cat girls. Do you guys have a response to that? Will there ever be non-humans in like roles of like not say captaincy, but like head roles? Will you guys ever loosen up on that?
No.
No.
All right.
I fucking play as a non-human, and no.
How drastic do you think the game would change if voice chat or TTS was added?
I don't want to hear a
Don't
bunch
want
of retards screaming, please.
That just fucking retarded.
All right, I have one more question.
Okay.
Let's see, where did I put it? Are there ever going to be any? Actually, no. You said modes were coder questions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I retract that last question. It was going to be any race-related modes in the future.
No.
But,
It's race wars are bad.
All right. That is all. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for asking your questions.
questions, gamer.
Muting you again. Oh, you mute yourself. Perfect. Right, back to the questions. See if I missed a few here. Okay, Asha, are heads of staff communications and CENTCOM communications text or are they audible speech? They are text.
No, they're audible speech because if they
Oh.
were text, then you could send emojis through them, and you can't send emojis through them, so they're fucking voice. If you see someone fucking posting an ASCII troll face, you fucking kill them. If the mime uses the fucking thing, it comes out as 3 dots, so it's voice.
Oh shit! No, you're right. That's a good point. Yeah, heads of staff communications, they are text. Or sorry, voice by voice. That's a very fair point.
Hive mind.
Okay. I haven't seen an admin trader since a wizard trader show up with the shipment of URM. Are these admin events still a thing? They are a thing. They're a lot rarer now because the people who did them aren't on the team anymore. Fuck, I haven't done them in a while. I'll drum up some more effort for people to do more admin traders. Because it's a fun event, but it does take a bit of work to set up, and without ruining the scaling of the round. Thank you for asking that one. Can we burn naming policy to the fucking ground and start anew? Go to the forum.
You
Go to the policy.
didn't go to VR chat with me on Saturday, so I'm not listening to you.
Alchemy, don't manually mute people because they'll stick after you move the role from them. Can I just I don't have a problem with that, but I will probably go fix that now. Sorry, does that include content? So back to that question about the communications. Communications essential are going to be text. Like if I send a message essential, because mimes can still send messages essential. Using the mimes as our kind of measuring stick. Can I post a smiley face and printing and say colon right parenthesis out loud? No, that's dumb.
Aethoth? I have always traded people who post massive fucking ASCII art in game as valid. So, yeah, probably.
Just help and then have an admin deal with it, honestly.
Oh, I see Hulk. Okay.
Admin to warn ban people who do that.
Fiku asked, "Is there any progress on that not working forum thing Dominius talked about on the forums?"
Are you talking about the
IMSO.
Are you talking about the admin thing to get an admin?
The thing is MSO.
The man you have to ask is in this room right now.
AMSO has to know
We're still working
on the forum thing they were talking about.
Me...
I only have like a vague memory of a forum thing that it just keeps getting backburnered by other projects is really all it is to it.
Yeah.
I will try to find some time to get to that.
Yeah. Thank you, MSO. Okay, Armhillion. How far is too far when it comes to robbing people of credits? Okay. Where are we at? How far is too far when it comes to robbing people of credits when it comes to security? Does this mean like when security robs people of the credits, or people rob credits and security arrest them? Sorry, I'll need some clarification on that. Head Baldy asks, "Have you changed your mind on round set abductors yet?" No. Sorry.
Hey, if it's you all handling with people, yes, it's 100% a European. I'll ban you again.
You make everyone bald with him. No. Nameless Fairy asks Campbell. Campbell once again is just being worked on. Dizzy asks Ruka routine. 5 times a week, 5:30 a.m. 1 hour each, baby.
I am rebuilding the EU server from the grounds up with the new, faster one that I have right now. That's my current project, and Campbell should be coming up on that.
Cult, from my knowledge, was not moved from Manuel's rotation. It just it's lower in secret because people from what I've seen on MRP servers, is as soon as Cult or any sort of team anti gets rolled, they all froth at the mouth about how much they hate it. So.
Oh, Axel Zenvold asks, that's like a good question. Was Cult game mode removed from manual rotation, or is it simply so unlikely that it never happens? It has a very low chance currently.
I just
Yeah, which let me just answer that.
Did it? Oh, sorry, I was distracted. I saw something nice. Then
heretics don't happen on manual because I don't think that they were ever set up to happen on secret. It probably won't matter if manual's set to dynamic, which it totally should be. But
on rotation, they'll still see heretics.
A question from Asha: can we alter how admins are recruited by requiring they be code or content contributors before applying? No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yes, please.
Please
No.
don't make.
someone
No.
can be a great admin without ever adding anything to the code because they
Hey.
could just be fucking
Do
retarded.
all
when it
right,
comes to
hey MSO, would wiki contributors count?
No, you got to be code contributors, so we know
That's
you know how
fucked
to.
up. I made a
and
bunch of changes.
protocol
I
and
spent like 2 hours
SDQL2.
updating
You gotta be
images
good
on the
at
wiki.
2 hours.
That's messed up. All right.
Messed-
Yeah, but that's not happening.
Is kissing ERP? Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
ask fucking
Next
oranges if
question.
you want a code community meeting. It's fucking all policy at admin list.
I guess mapping counts as coding because, like, you have to learn how to. You still learn how to VV stuff when you map.
Oh, deal.
SS14 and Unity Station, in my opinion, are both fucking dog shit and are not playable. And I would rather just play the shitty Beyond version until they actually have playable game modes that work and aren't like fucking shit.
Oh, we now have
This
permission to answer
question here?
code questions. Go ahead. Any code question, we got it. We're allowed.
Oh god.
Oranges gave us
no.
to go through. Let's go.
What have you done? Oh my fucking god.
Month people. Month people are a little bit too big.
Month people.
You can bring back Hive Mind when you do the work. Thank
yeah,
you.
when
for
you do the
volunteering.
work.
I love month people.
Oh,
God,
Bleach Chick guy
fucking
also
yes.
volunteers to make more
I
races.
fully support month people.
Encino just volunteered to work on more races. Did LRP our roleplay levels just get dropped after Manual's creation?
It's
That's
because all the
not
people
something that
who,
I've seen.
all the people, well, Ontario at least, all the people who would really like to RP and did a lot of that and changed the round in really big ways, all went to manual literally as soon as it was made. So you're not going to get a lot of, at the time, it's getting better now, but literally at the time, it was all the gamers, just gamers, everyone else was on the fucking manual server.
Oh, Argas. Okay, code question. Do I have your word that Hive only put back if I code it? Absolutely not. I will flip a coin.
If those fucking Vor dogs get out of the again, Fiku, I'm permabanning you.
Okay, Arconomy. Nick up
so-
9 asked a nice question, which might actually go back into our economy question. Our economy question or problems we have. Our economy forces folks to pay for basic shit for their jobs, such as classes for barkeep, seeds for botanist, extra costs for sex, etc. What's the headman opinion on this? That's a big one. The thought is nice. I don't know the implications or how that would play out in the long term. I wouldn't mind testing that out, but that's not something that I currently have control over. I'm worried that it would stop people who want to. I feel like it would stop people who want to do their job from doing their job. Like if I'm a botanist, I don't want to have to constantly have to worry about, oh, I can't afford to do my job. That kind of sucks. But that can be supplemented by just being like, oh, only the cool stuff or like the big stuff needs the money, and maybe the round start cash that you get or your paycheck is big enough that you don't need to worry about it. But I see where you're going with that. And it would prompt more people to be like, oh, you want this from my job? Okay, it's to pay me so I can pay for it. Code question, TDS when? No. Never.
Economy shit right now, by the way. It's not worth it. Just completely ignore the entire system.
Where are the new walls? Around you. Kill emote binds.
Emote binds are the best fucking thing in this game. I love seeing everyone spinning, fucking flipping, blushing, crying, screaming, clapping at the same time, blasting out my eardrums.
Yeah. The fact that Leppy likes it means it's probably a bad feature, so I'll do my best to remove it. Which year was the best Shark Week of all time? 2015. Fight me. When are we rebasing to LifeWeb? No, I don't even know what LifeWeb is. What's your opinion on AI and CMO ground start asking the crew to max their sensors? I'm totally fine with that.
Why is that a problem?
What's the question there?
Who the fuck perceives that as a problem?
Like, that's just a basic.
Their job
I think
is to
they're
save
just
your
asking our
ass.
opinion.
I mean, I would
no.
normally wait until Code Blue just for like RP reasons, but yeah, no. What's the problem?
Yeah, I have a soft spot for people around start yelling about suit sensors. It just tickles me.
It's classic.
Get a cat, a dog, or a shark? Shark, obviously. Dumb question. What job would you add to SSD if you had a choice? Oh, that's a good one. Huh. Remember to make the chat a free for all. That is the plan. Once we hit that hour mark, at 3 o'clock, I'll be opening up the chat to everyone, and then we can.
I'll comment. You'll see.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll ask this question on behalf of Oranges. Hey, MSO operations team win.
Soon, TM.
Soon to okay.
For the unlucky bans people, the game finds Reddit accounts. That's a coding issue. Ask Oranges.
Ban all Redditors.
Bald A wants speaking role. Sorry, did he
Yeah,
ask?
Jerry
Did I miss
wants
it?
speaking role. He wants to ask a serious.
Serious question. Okay, if it's anything to do about abductors, I am kicking him from the server.
If I hear fucking penguins from him, I'm gonna kick him too.
Okay,
I-
yeah, there you go. You have speaking role now.
I wish, but no. I joined midway through. Are you limited event rounds or something?
Sorry?
I joined midway through and I heard something that made me
Oh,
suspicious.
yes.
Are you,
Someone asked about, Encino Moth asked about Dwarf Station, and he wasn't sure anything about it. Or, like, is that event being run? And I answered about the Dwarf Station currently run by like yourself and Paxomaniac. They've been running. So that was related to that.
all right.
You get one free question about abductors.
So has your opinion changed on Roundstar abductors yet?
No.
Oh, come
Bye-bye.
on, man.
Bye bye.
Bye, I'm reading you. You fucking.
Speaking of event runners, by the way, I should probably put this in the regular thing, but I wanted to make it so, I have this on my Headman thread too, but I wanted to make it so regular admins could give out the event runner role, so people could be able to run events more easily without having to have a fucking Headman or an admin trainer there to, fucking make sure that everything works.
Yeah. As long as something works, it's just backburnered. We just need to look over the event runner role, change some of the permissions, and then change the game admin or with the intent of changing the game admin permission so that they can give that permission temporarily, which does open up some problems, but nothing that we can't handle.
But yeah, it's on my back burner because I'm full on dynamic right now.
Yeah, Leppy's been working on dynamic pretty hard. Okay. What perms does event runner give? Currently too many. So that's what we're trying to call that. Should Polly be given a PDA? Yes. Clock God when? Yes. Will they ever change human brights? No. Baby man.
My brain is configured to ignore all Orange's questions. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, actually, he does. I'm going to ask that question out loud because that is a good question that I do want to address. What do you feel about the recent spat of admins trying to offload administrative decisions to the code base and coming to me as the lender of first resort instead of the last resort? Are they afraid to ban people? Do they feel like they have your backing and authority?
Hey, that's what I do.
Answering-
I message Oranges about that.
Yeah, we messaged you about that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
To start the first part of your question, I do want to answer that. You're right. When I first became admin, and even when I was still new admin, we did look at a lot of coding solutions as ways of legitimately addressing issues that we had. I've made an effort only in the past like month, in trying to rewire that thinking as of what can we do? What can we do a policy? Can we be maybe training people differently or talking to them differently rather than having them run to you? I've tried to do that during the meeting as well.
Are
but-
other admins even running to him? I thought I was the what?
Well, no,
I thought
not
it was
like they would
literally
be.
us just giving.
It's us,
shit.
but it's also like just like how can we fix this? And offhandedly, people will be saying like, "Oh, we'll just change this feature," like something that's clearly not within our realm. I don't think it's them running to him, but it's them with the thought pattern of how do we change this?
Oh,
And I want to see
Never
more.
renewable the sec borg. The sec borg is fucking cancer.
Yeah. And I feel like that second question, I don't see its relevance to the first part, but I'll see what I can do. They're afraid
I
of
don't
ban
like
people.
them.
Do they feel like
I don't like them at all.
I don't know how to answer your second question. Part of your question, Aaron. Just sorry. Oh, scrolling down to see if you knew it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Headbaldy, what do you mean events have too many? It's you get a lot of back end stuff that you'll never need, but you still get. and that's why we're just worried about abuse in it, and that's it.
I see a couple comments about inactive admins. We removed like 3, 4, 5 people recently. I mean, it happens every term where you kind of just look through everybody and you remove a few people who you think are inactive.
Yeah, it is a hard issue. To be honest, it is a hard thing to come up because for myself, okay, well, to be fair, this is my first term as admin. It is a hard thing for me to consider is removing people who I consider my friends from the admin list. It's a tough thing for me to do, and it is a metagaming. Like, it's not wrong to call it that. However, like, we will be doing our best to take impartial steps in calling team members that like haven't connected in years, who also aren't active in other ways. Like, if someone hasn't connected to the Discord and the server in like 2 years, like that's a fair cutoff point for sure.
I have zero issue removing people who are my friends. It's just my job.
Yeah.
Man.
Thankfully,
I don't like the idea of people just sitting in the Discord just talking in admin channels, because at that point you're not an admin, you're part of a fucking meta friend group, and who the fuck why are you there?
As long as you're active and you do your job, I don't really give a fuck. But if you're inactive and you haven't been around, I will ask you to be more active, and then if you aren't, I will admin.
In a moment, MSO. Just to tack onto that, that's one of the reasons I like being on a team with 3 people, because at things that I'm wary of doing, I have 2 other people who have no problem pulling the axe out. And
I will kill inactive admins. Cut off their heads.
Do you think retired bands should have access to bus? No. Okay.
No, never, not happening.
You know what? I think it's time.
All right, this is now the code community meeting. Maintainers have priority speaker. Everybody else can talk.
Please ask.
Yep. Have fun, guys. You're welcome to unmute yourself. I believe. If I did it right.
Upset?
A little bit. Thank you all for attending. We will now enter the last part of the meeting. There can be only one.
Members be like.
Leave and rejoin to talk. Yeah, that's something that you guys all have to do.
Got him.
Got him. Bye.
Hey. Did someone say they wanted to hear my voice?
Can we play VR chat without it being at fucking 4 a.m.?
Sure.
Because I got pinged at 4 a.m., so there's no surprise it didn't fucking show up.
Or
just play a couple hours earlier and I can.
Now's your chance to ask your question.
Important code question.
I'll go ahead.
Why can't I make the become sub?
Oh, hey, look, it's the Scatman remix.
Let me mute Fico, and then you can ask me your question.
Why would you mute Fico? Like,
we can talk now. We can talk.
Why can't I make the
Baba Booey?
Voters, please explain.
Let me turn on my priority speaker.
Baba Booey back.
Isn't there a priority speaker
allow us to abuse cat girls, please? And change all cat boys to dog boys. I'm tired of seeing cat boys. Turn them to dog boys. Yes. If you throw a bone if you throw a bone, they have to chase after it. Yes.
No. Okay.
Please.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Citrus. No, I have a question for you, Citrus.
Hello. Ohio gozaimasu. Welcome to the meeting.
Citrus. What's wrong with me posting the dog?
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Stop with the fucking dog.
Come with that fucking dog.
Get ready to get in spaghetti.
I'm the man.
I'm not talking about what fic you post. I mean the normal dog.
Final warning. No more dog spaghetti.
I don't mean that.
Thank you, TG Station.
Bring the spaghetti.
Just a FYI, KAS7. Maintainers have not said anything. Admins have ruined this chat.
Yep.
Thankfully, I'm both, so I can talk trash about both.
maintainers are all evil. They all go into Orange's
Nobody
Island.
likes you, man.
where he has little cat girls, just like Epstein's Island, but with like the coders.
If we were in a
have to
playground,
point it
I
out
would
now.
bully you. I would push you over.
You
I can
wouldn't
tell
be
you're a
able to.
beta male.
I'm
I can
probably
feel it.
plus size.
The way that
You're
you
right.
talk.
Push
I'm
him
an
off the swings.
American.
Push him off the
I
swings.
am a
Or oranges.
red-blooded American. How dare you? You're just jealous.
You're
'cause
right.
had
I
a
couldn't push you over because
politician
you're
as a
too
president.
fat. You just roll.
I don't think I could ever be
Almost
jealous of someone who brought notes to a community meeting for Space Station 13.
Excuse me.
Oh,
I
yeah,
am
that
an
is kind of
organized man.
embarrassing.
Are there any?
I've got an IQ of over like
I thought that was
20
nice.
at least.
I
Are
wish
there
everyone
any-
brought notes.
Are there any lore bus members in here?
Yes,
No, because they don't do shit.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got a question. So, how's the abductor lore looking right now?
There was
Someone grab the defib for a lore bus, please.
Pretty empty. It's looking pretty bald, one might say.
I think the abductor lore should be pretty empty. I think that it should be mysterious. That's what
Baldy's right.
When do we
Honestly, I'm thinking that
Xenovore back into
abductors.
the game?
Let's ignore Xenolore for now. Let's
No,
just-
I don't think you understand the question that I'm asking. Xenovore back into the game?
No, I mean yes.
Yes.
God, that's how
Oh, you sure my
better.
Let me tell
bro,
you
you
guys
haven't
about
lived.
players. Okay? I was adminning about 2 rounds ago, right? And Sybil, we got the best players, bro. There was an Ash Ascended heretic, right? What does this genius research director actually? What does the research director do to fight the Ash heretic that's already on fire? Of course, he shoots a fucking flamethrower at it. If you're good
Genius.
at the game, play
What a
on
god.
Sybil. Please play on Sybil if you're good at the game, please.
No, we're all on Manuel.
And then I experience Gamer down, and I can't go back.
Wait,
You're not
wait.
taking my gamers. My bagel gamers are all mine.
Hold up, Born. If this is the coder part of the meeting, then no one here plays. Sorry, bro.
I'm on Space Station 13 right now.
Shut up, Becky. Whoa.
Is that meta?
Bro, stop
Scared?
metagaming.
Scared? I'm logged in. I'm logged into Space Station 13.
Exavere banned
They just
Colby for
they
metagaming.
just didn't specify on Door Station right now.
Excuse me. I have a question for Copy.
Uh-huh.
Where did my siblings go? What happened to them?
They're taking a nap right now.
I heard they were.
A long nap.
I like that picture of the monkey saying Chinese are subhumans. That's good.
Monkey.
It's true though.
Funky Monkey Friday is coming in 2 days, sweetie.
I mean,
What the hell does that mean?
That's not the only thing that's coming.
I mean,
In 2 days?
I was a Jane once, and I'm not human.
And confirm.
I've noticed there haven't been enough moth nerfs. When is that coming through?
NPT, note
Excuse me.
ban
No, see,
torture,
and
player
NPT,
torture, or
note and
use
ban
torture,
torture,
sexual
player
activity
torture.
involving the application of notes or bans to the
Casino.
player by administrative personnel. This may
Casino, the
involve
trick is,
directly
right,
painful activities
moth
such
nerf
as long
is,
admin sessions,
actually
mass
not, from
application of
code.
rules,
It's just that
administrative
all the moth
messages
players
during
are
inappropriate
incredibly
times,
unrobust.
general bending of rules, mishandling of events, grudging against players.
I do not deny this.
You need to stop playing SS13 bingo. You play SS13.
How many coders actually play
man,
the game anymore?
One off from a bingo.
I have to play the game, or otherwise they don't let me admin.
Well, besides Kobe, we all passed the bingo game.
This. Is Cobbybed dead? I don't have community meeting, so
just ping. I'm not going to say it.
Cobbymed dead.
Cobbymed dead. Kobe may be dead, but Med is not.
Maintainer, do it. Maintainer,
It's
do it. They deserve it. They're subhuman. Ping maintainer, do it.
Shut up, you
Do it,
fuck.
damn.
Shut up, you fuck.
I haven't played Space Station 13 in a little bit. I mean, I've been on
Oh,
admin,
What are we?
but I haven't played medical enough to know what can I nerf next. You know, what can I
Just don't do
BTFO?
that. Don't do that. Don't play medical.
When
Period.
are the
Coke?
Medical
What
is easy
are
as
you
hell. What the heck?
Damage that can't be healed.
Xavir, we can't all just
So if you don't want that fake nerf, just don't play it.
Xavir, we don't all pretend to heal people, but instead we just heal them. Come on.
They'll never know my secret.
I know you're on manual and you go to your little table in your department and you text fuck all your other medical friends, but some people like me like to play the game and like to enjoy healing patients. So
yeah, but you don't play. You're a coder.
What about minors? When are you guys removing minors? It's dead.
Minors aren't allowed to play Space Station 13.
It's dead.
We just removed.
What do you mean minors aren't allowed to play? There's fucking 3 slots for them, and they have all of Lava Land.
It has to be 18 or older to play Space.
We ban people.
Listen, I think the solution to making Lava Land more inhabited is just make all the megafauna sentient and just leave it at that.
I'm onto something.
They're all gonna
you know how minors are allowed to play? If we made minors allowed to play, then Core Furion would come back. I miss Core. Let's get him back. Come on.
He's sleeping.
Anyway, so
sleeping.
Here's how you pull off being a successful medical man. You make security hate your guts. What you do is you heal everybody. Everybody. Even known antags, you full heal them. Security, antags, doesn't matter. Heal them all.
There is nothing
you will never be murdered.
More
Why
than
do you not heal
motherfuckers that
me then?
revive wizards. If you revive a wizard, I will
Oh
eat
no,
your
fuck
toes.
wizards. I kill them, but anything else I'll revive. My
Xavir,
favorite-
why don't you heal me?
The big brain
That's just you're a wizard.
handling wizards is to put them in an MMI, and then if they have the right spells, they'll just break the game naturally.
Yeah, that's actually pretty damn funny.
Put a wizard in an MMI, get the fireball board.
Big brain player to handling wizards.
you can do
Check out their heart.
force walls as an
Snaps in a
MMI.
stasis bed. If you take out someone's heart and just leave them in a
See,
stasis
Nameless
bed,
Fairy
then they
gets
just
it.
have to like stay in that stasis bed forever until
We got
someone
a
gives them a
bowl
new
of
heart, which they're
carrot.
not going to get because they're a wizard.
Also, what did the team say about Blood Brothers? I wasn't here for the part of the meeting.
I need to turn you down. You are very loud.
We don't like Blood Brothers. We don't mind them we're looking at them. General gist of it is we want to either remove them from the config or lower their chance of spawning significantly. And we'll probably leave them around for like Manuel and MRP servers. Because they'll have more use for them. But even then we're still figuring it out. But the general gist that everyone has is they either need to be fixed or just removed, is what we've taken from this meeting.
It's very good. They suck.
Fucking nerd gave a serious answer during meme time.
What about
Dummy.
TTS?
Yeah.
TTS? Text to speech?
Text to speech?
Yes.
No.
Damn.
When is Dami gonna drop the fucking shark VTuber and pick up the base moth VTuber with fluff?
Oh god, yeah.
Domitius, please. Domitius. Bring
That's
us.
the fluff.
Did anyone start complaining about economy? Because I imagine they did.
Yeah, fuck money.
So my idea for fixing Blood Bros is two people play one character, and it's actually 2 midgets in a trench coat. And they have-
Have you played Heroes of the Storm before?
3 medbots in my trench coat, right?
I have.
You remember Cho'Gall?
Yeah, I know Cho'Gall.
Yeah, is that what you want to make?
Are we gonna add
Blood Brothers?
Cho'Gall to Space Station 13?
Yeah,
if
that's
they
gonna be the
can
new Blood Brothers.
Yes.
Armulin's Fortnite mech, and then they can put it around together, and it's their
Fortnite
game.
mech?
Are you guys?
Armulin's Fortnite mech was named after like Sheza and Nervier, wasn't it? It was an obvious reference.
Are you guys ever going to bring back the assistant mech, the mech you can make from maintenance items like lockers? Are you guys ever going to bring that back?
Sorry, what was that?
really cool. There used to be this mech that you can make with like lockers and like
Sounds
fire
really cool.
hydrants. Yeah, when are you guys going to bring that back? I remember playing with it.
I've never seen that before.
It might have been Hippie Station. But
Yeah, that might be.
That's a hippie thing.
You can-
If you can
make, like,
convince Oranges to let us port anything from Hippie Station, go for it.
Hippie is Rippy?
No, I don't
Hippie
think
is Rippy.
I don't think he's ever going to port anything from Hippie.
I mean,
I'm telling you, it's almost me
no.
telling you no.
Yeah, mostly me. I don't know why.
Why are
I'm an
heretics
upstanding
so,
citizen. I'm a moth player.
Engineer has kept asking questions about heretics. I'm going to give my fat take on it. It's literally a game of whoever can get the most nodes first, and there's a fire heretic will always win, and everybody else can just eat shit and die.
Did they not tone back the amount of space buttholes?
Yeah,
that are
no,
spawned
they
to
did. You
start?
can't do
They
that
did,
anymore, really.
but Fire Guy's still going to win because he at least has access to them.
That
No, you see,
fucking
the real
gone.
trick is, right? You take fire, you take Ash John, and then you don't give a shit anymore because Ash John is fucking amazing. I tied it into virology and just made it Death Virus.
Yeah,
you can just you can
Fire
use a
John-
camera console and just see where all the realities are.
Holy
John
shit!
literally is the best ability.
Because I think that's dumb, and I think it's funny too.
I like Armsy though. We should have had giant worms a long time ago.
Wormsy is incredibly based, but the sad thing is that you can get cucked and it just cucks you so hard.
Oh yeah, the fact that you have to take the flesh path is probably the worst part about Armsy. Flesh is the like. I like
can be
flesh.
really good, but when it's bad, it's atrociously bad.
I think it's the most fun because it brings ghosts back into the round and you get to have fun with minions. But like,
I've been
it just-
killed by a fucking ghoul that had a D sword. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What other path can have motherfuckers running around with D swords for you?
Yeah, but Ash John, he can just sort
I think
of.
that's
He
just
doesn't
yourself.
need to exist to win. He just has to, you know.
Haha, Ash John into secure text storage. You go burr. Haha, I have AI upload. Haha, plasma flood, and then make a Death Virus, and then laugh at the Hoss who didn't know I was a heretic yet. Get fucked.
But don't worry. To fix these problems, we'll just add in another path. Void's probably in the game by now, right?
Yeah, Void got merged, I think, last night or this morning.
Yeah, whoever merged that's pretty based.
Probably stop
sucking up
jerking
to
off.
Stop sucking up to Marge, dude.
Right. So Blood Bros are gonna get cucked. That's pretty good.
Somebody changed the admin family tree so I'm not Cobby's only living child anymore. Can somebody
No.
adopt me?
No.
They were talking about mid rounds, like at the beginning of the meeting with like a double blob or something. Well, what was the
live here
consensus?
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, it
Good
can
morning,
happen,
Craig.
but people
I've
were
had it
talking about
happen.
it's incredibly rare because Dynamic will never spawn a blob most of the time.
It's also incredibly based.
It is.
Alafie, Miami crack den.
Both the blobs dropped down in virology that round I saw, so I got to put no ERP signs everywhere. And then we named it Mr. and Mrs. Blob.
Pretty cool.
Will
I
you
like
guys
it.
ever make weapon transformations for the chaplain weapon? Like I've seen on other servers like prayer beads or a different
Yeah,
kind of
prayer
holy
beads.
Bible, stuff like
Those are really easy to add, so I look forward to your
staff has
contribution.
It heals
a
5
block
HP.
chance.
Oh,
Or
no,
shield.
no.
It was a 5 brute. I think it
It's
heals.
no feature in
like, with the
November.
timer.
Yeah, you said the H word, so
What do you mean?
that's a big turnoff.
Cobby's afraid of
Fucking
adding
no nut
anything that can heal
November,
people.
boys. You better put
Imagine
those
not
rubber
just being the
bands on.
xenobiologist and making a giant army of blue things that can heal whatever.
Cute jellyfish are allowed because they're cute.
I'll
All
keep
right,
that
how
in mind.
how about the chaplain gets a cute jellyfish, but it's like yellow.
But it's in his hand.
jellyfish.
and he can
No,
click
no, no.
people.
You're missing the point. The chaplain becomes the jellyfish.
Yes, this.
just
Chaplain already has a
TF
heal.
is a bad fetish.
What do you mean? What heal? But it gives brain damage. I'm talking about
Good.
a really small one, which you can heal with like 5 brute over like 5 minutes.
Just like
Brain
drink
damage doesn't matter for like
milk.
90% of the time.
It does if you want to talk.
Stop being retarded.
You see, the thing is here, applying brain damage just lets you self-antag without the admins getting on you.
Fiku, Armsy exists now. Just
Can we
literally
add this
copy
back?
pasta Armsy code and make that thing happen again. Make it like a space rune, except it's just a monster sitting in the middle of nowhere.
What is Dobie? You gonna add the Dobie dog?
The Doberman.
Can we have a dancing emote so that your character dances as long as you stay still and use the emote? Like I'm talking about the type of dances when you have like the music on and like the disco ball. Like just
So
the
you're
dance
saying
that
you want
character just like
Warcraft
headspace.
ERP with fucking night elf girls doing belly dances on the table.
I'm
Can you
saying I
imagine,
want
No, I think he wants to
uh,
default dance over the corpses of his
like,
enemies.
like you're in a combat situation and you pop your dance bind so that way you're like flipping and rotating and doing all this crazy stuff.
The one where you like
Fortnite
go upside down and do a
What
spin.
the-
You ever
When
see
can we
that?
get the dab emote back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the dab, but the version that Action made where it just like breaks all of your limbs if you keep doing it.
Mobs should waddle by default.
You can do
I
slash
want to
me
know that
dab.
I can tactically remove my arm if I've been arrested by dabbing to the next dimension.
Just make a macro that lets you. Macros are not allowed, but if
I'm
I
really good at doing a bunch of actions real fast.
yeah, just type slash me dabs really fast.
Just bind it. It's fine.
Can you guys bring back Baba Booey?
Baba
Yeah,
Booey.
please.
Please. Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey.
I think we dropped enough people that I'm going to open up the. Oh, she's wearing a skirt for people crawling under you. For the sake of relate. Haiti, shut the fuck up. I love you though. I love you.
Can someone post that video where it's like the girl is like, I think I can show you something, and then it's the cat? You know what I'm talking about?
I can do that.
Thank you,
I
madam.
got you, queen.
Thank you, madam.
Dog spaghetti, please.
Where?
Next fucking poster of dog spaghetti is absolutely cucked by an in-game like 5-minute ban, and then I'm gonna de-verify you and kick you from
All right,
Discord.
I've posted that video on the channel. Mrs.
So
Cobblestone.
you're just gonna have to sit out.
I think I have something you can show me.
You need a lifeguard at your.
This isn't a beach.
Can you guys add something so we can feed Ian spaghetti?
Ian already eats foods, don't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't vomit the spaghetti. That's
No, we're not gonna have fucking doggetti in the fucking
Encino, what
game.
you gotta do is you gotta stick spaghetti into your pocket, go chameleon, right?
Yes.
And then find a way to fucking flop yourself out onto the floor in front of Ian. The spaghetti falls out of your pockets. You're still chameleon, so nobody can see you. It looks like, Ian's vomiting up spaghetti. It works. It just works. Believe me.
I hate that works, but it makes sense.
So,
suggestion: actually use a component to get Ian into your pocket the same way spaghetti.
Can we have an interaction where if you put spaghetti in your pocket and if you slip, it falls out of your pocket?
It's already a thing. It's already a thing.
The coders that didn't play. Why do I hear this like every month?
I've never heard of this.
So the current issue is he's right though. You can't stick spaghetti in your pockets right now. There's an issue up for it on the.
I already
GitHub.
told Floyd why that's an issue.
Blame Floyd.
Literally blame Floyd.
There is a fix up already.
Link me the PR. Link me the PR in the community meeting chat.
Can we rework lore?
No.
Lore bus first.
We're gonna have like a
four-letter
word, and no one's gonna show up because no one actually cares.
So I have a Buzo Matt, the abductor spaceships, so I can make people
Yeah,
really
you can
drunk
rework the
and
lore, but you gotta
hypnotized.
write me like a 10-page thesis on what Space Dragon is supposed to look like.
Carol Giggleton, the reason that happens is because when you vomit, you put stuff from your blood into the vomit. So, like, if you puke because you're drunk as fuck and you're still drinking, some of that alcohol is going to be in that vomit puddle.
I hate this description.
It gets worse because you can power game that.
No, what?
It gets worse when you realize you can suck that up with a damp rag and then empty it back into a drink.
Shut the fuck up.
It's pretty
They're
good.
not even kidding. That's literally a thing you can do.
Like, I know it's
I've done it before. I know this.
hate it.
Yeah,
Someone
they can just go up and just be like, "Ooh, yeah, tasty."
Why is this game so fucking gross?
Someone said there's a
Dude,
dwarf
I
station
added the
server.
ability to season meat toilets, so you can put like fucking any random reagent you want into the toilet, and then you can eat the toilet to get the reagent.
Look, there is a reason why I didn't add plumbing to toilets, and it's because
Put
we have
organic
meat toilets.
slurry in your meat
because
toilet
you're weak.
for fucking projectile vomiting.
I think we can take something from LifeWeb. They have Gross, the very stinky. He's like a heretic god. And if you like worship him, you can eat poop without like vomiting, and you can teleport to any toilet on the map. I think that's
Kind of based.
Can we add poop?
Instead of vent crawling, you have toilet crawling.
Exactly.
Tommy, be thankful that I'm not moth posting right now.
By the way, someone
Because
said
I have a moth posting folder.
I've
Someone
been
said
doubled
there's
over
a-
laughing for the past 30 seconds. Please stop.
Somebody said there was a dwarf station server. Where do I find this?
Sorry, not a server, it's a map.
On
We
the
currently have an
Beyond
event map.
Just like pick any server at random.
Yeah.
It might be.
Oh, yeah. There's another
So
one.
why does that map have like worse time dilation than every other single station?
Because it's not curated
None of
by
your
the
business.
maintainer's TM.
Yeah. Regular mapper roll went. We already have a mapper roll, don't we?
So person
mean?
had a great idea earlier, and he posted it into the chat. I think that we should have an Ian roll.
What does
Someone
an
just
Ian
plays
roll
as
mean?
Just
No,
speedrun
the
kill
info-
Ian for his fucking hide, make the goddamn costume, and buckle yourself to the fucking bed.
I
Very nice.
fucking hate this.
Ian job. Let's go.
No, we're not doing Ian job.
Ian job. There's no simple mob representation in the starting lineup for the crew. Obviously, we need
Assistant's
to.
pretty close to being as brain dead as a simple mob.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Kadogver. Map Tainer is a special role. Currently, only Eob has it, because he is the
Did you
head
just
of
call him
maps.
Yob?
Look, I don't care what he calls himself. He has like 8 different names.
I like calling him
And-
inept.
It's just inept.
Just
Yeah.
the Geico Gecko, whatever. Senior mapper, there's no set way of like mapper, event mapper. Event mapper is purely for events. Senior mapper is purely for the station. They're welcome to work on different projects and work between departments, but that's their thing. I don't see a
Excuse
reason
me.
to add an additional Discord role.
Excuse me. If I wanted to run a coup on the head lore master, what would I need to do?
Convince
you would
oranges that you're of value.
Just
You
kill
would-
them.
So what you do is you take shapes and you offer them an amount of really bad indie band CDs,
Okay.
and you just lure them to an alley, and you just bash their head in. That is how they got it.
Oh, so can I do it with words and logic?
No, you can't do it with facts and logic.
Wait, who'd you
No.
say? Did you say who did I have to do this to?
Shapes. Oh, Leppy. No, sorry, not Leppy.
Is it Emerald Blood?
Riles.
Real Riles.
Who's Riles? What the hell?
Riles is the person who added in wounds, and I'm still angered over how much bleeding wounds do to people. So yeah, go ahead, do it.
Yeah. Also, she also has tackling and knives on room clean bots, and vending machines falling over on you.
Well, those
Most
are
of the
all
soul features
funny,
are
but
Riles.
the problem is a bleeding wound is like, haha, die now.
Have you
That's great.
considered not bleeding to death?
Have you considered not bleeding?
Have you considered not getting
Imagine
hit by a Colt longsword?
Cyborgs win yet again.
If you're bleeding, get that addressed.
There is unironically a series of things you can do to prevent yourself from bleeding out in game with minimal preparation.
Like
Become a cyborg.
You grab the cut, then you lie down
Up
and you
onto the
inject
ground,
yourself
yes, I
with your
know.
EpiPen. Stop bleeding to death, you cuck.
Done.
You can turn
Just don't die.
What if I'm fighting?
Riddle me this. What happens when I lie
being bad.
down in front of a cultist?
What happens when you fight the melee cultist that specializes in melee with a sharpened sword? Well, you better not have fucking no preparation for melee or you die.
Just bring a baseball bat, forehead. It's the best weapon in the
Baseball
game.
bats are fucking stupid as shit. I hate them.
I think that more melee weapons should be unique. I feel like the baseball bat just is really cheesy concept.
That's because it gets countered by being like up against a crate or something, because then you're not hitting an actual wall. And that's retarded as fuck.
Wait, but what about bubblegum? You can't use an EpiPen when you're fighting bubblegum because you're probably already under like.
But you're a minor.
Bubblegum shouldn't be giving wounds like that.
He shouldn't. Megafauna are specifically coded not to give wounds, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, never mind. Thank you. I thought that was a problem with bubblegum though. So
It
might
was
have-
for a while. Megafaunas were
weird.
giving out wounds left and right, and they were literally just chatting on
Feature.
people.
Feature.
I mean, why doesn't Bubblegum just punch you?
That's funny.
What is bubblegum? Speaking of, he's supposed to be a demon, right?
King of the Slaughter Demons. He's a Chad, but he acts like a complete
He's a cute
baby
girl.
when you fight him.
Bubblegum is a gumball.
Wait,
No, see,
bubblegum's a
bleeding
dude?
wounds are funny because cultists will just like slash people up and then convert them because that's what you used to do, and then they'll come back with like weeping effulgence and die and then they'll count for the halos.
I think Bubblegum has a randomized gender depending on what, round start. Because I remember having a screenshot where someone dusted Bubblegum with an SM shard because Bubblegum got on station, but it said that she hit the SM shard.
That would be correct. Simple mobs have randomized gender unless it's specifically set within their like a predetermined thing.
Can we please buff minors? Please.
No.
All Goliaths are male except for the broodmother.
Hey, speaking of things that we need to ruin, xenobiology.
Oh God, no, you're not. You won't. You shan't.
I have a PR up that's relevant to both xenobiology and bubblegum.
Have they finally removed silver from the chemists? Those
Yes.
filthy bastards?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gone
God.
if I remember right.
Literal mob armies are like the one reason I play Xenobio. If you touch them without at least buffing the cytology first, I'll be very upset.
That's a base Xenobio. I don't have a problem with base Xenobio.
Speaking about armies of mobs, last round on Sybil, best server, obviously.
Cringe.
Shut up, idiot.
Cringe.
Colt was in Xenobio, and being the base gods that they were, they made a bunch of simple mobs, made them cultists, and gave them sentience. There was a cultist goose, clearly the greatest threat known to the station.
Christ.
Kind of based.
You can pretty much make anything a cultist that has a brain in it. It's pretty funny. You can make an alien queen part of a cult if you can get one. Same with Lava Land Elites.
Factions will automatically convert them to the cult.
Is the interaction with light pink potion the one that changes gender? Does it still give Lamar his PT
No.
back?
Someone specifically made sure that didn't work anymore because it was too op a strategy to start Xenos every time you were traitor.
It was fun.
It was. I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I think they actually made like a variable just to handle Lamar's scenario, so he could never be able to impregnate somebody.
Flushed.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe.
Change his name?
Yeah, neither can anyone here.
Lamar is still the greatest pet in the station.
He's the most interesting. I mean, most of the pets are just useless animals, except for like whatever head of security gets sometimes actually does something, like the giant spider will sometimes just beat the crap out of people.
Why don't miners get the little cowboy turtle that B station has? They have like a little.
Polly's pretty
cowboy hat.
useful.
Okay.
Hearing Polly
Polly's
say
useful
things that are
because you
like related to the round, but obviously not, is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the
like
false
whenever I
alarms
start
that
a
Polly
round as
gets.
engineer and I hear Polly scream out over engineering comms, "It's about to delaminate. Call the shuttle." I'm like, don't worry, Polly. There's time for that still.
Polly's pretty base.
I think Polly also has the greatest potential to lead the most cancerous outcome in game.
Oh, Ghost of Polly?
Ghost Polly, you give him a fucking fugu gland, and then you sentience pot it and tell it to go make everyone's life hell.
Oh, you can make it worse, by the way. If you give Ghost Polly is actually able to be enabled with nanites, which causes it to like take less damage and heal depending on what's in them. So you can
I
literally
first
make a
thought
god.
Give him fucking paralyzing nanites with nanite sting. Oh my god! that would
Simple
be
bombs
cancer.
are literally the stupidest combination possible. You can
Speaking
do so
about
many
the-
horrible things with them.
Speaking about the robustness of civil players and Polly, 2 rounds ago, or however many it was, someone was looking at engineering comms, heard that there was a blob and started screaming about it. We all thought, they were an idiot because they must have not been in a locker during the SM delamination. Turns out Polly had announced blob, and they believed Polly.
Blob.
Yes, it's a great nucleation site for drama.
Please, I'm begging you. If you're good at the game, please play on Sybil. We need you.
You can't make me.
Please,
Just bake
You
it.
can't make us.
please.
On the
Oh, yeah,
front,
by the
actually,
way,
I've been trying.
how
I've been
bad
trying to
is-
get onto a actual TG station for a long time, but I'm stuck on Fulp station because you guys have been bunkered for like ever. Like, is there a plan to
we shouldn't be
unbunker you
bunkered
guys?
right now.
We shouldn't
We
be
are.
bunkered right now.
We're not bunkered.
Are you trying to get like Sybil or Manuel or?
honestly, I just went to the wiki page and just click the options, and I always get errored out. Like, is there some other step to getting on the server?
How many copies of Windows have you pirated, Anon?
You can get Windows 10 ISOs for free, dude. You're stupid.
You should be able to connect to one of the Basil, Sybil, or Terry servers.
Oh,
Yeah. You have Beyond installed.
Forgive me, I'm still pretty new, so I'm
totally fine. It's there's some people don't even have the website until like they're 3 months into play.
The landing page is the best way to go.
So I have this is almost my homepage. Literally come here, click on one of those links, and you're in. If you have
Going
Beyond
through the
installed,
hub is cringe.
Speaking of Fulp Station, when are we gonna add those their moth accessories they have in there, like moth wings? Like they have like
You mean
angel
their
and they
feathers
have,
and
like,
such.
poison, yeah, stuff like that. I want.
I would love to answer that question. Sadly, the community meeting is coming to an end, so I can't give you an answer.
Oh no!
Personally, I wouldn't be bothered by it, but I'm not going to put the effort in to carve them up into the bits and pieces that we use now.
Cliffhanger.
We're still gonna go for another 10 minutes, and then then I'll be closing this up.
So, how's Ninja doing on like Manual and Sybil?
I mean,
What,
it's
like
still
the
boning
streamer?
on Sybil.
The streamer, he doesn't play
Ninja.
on Sybil. He plays on Bagel.
No. I mean the
Oh,
mid-round
okay.
Antaggy.
Right, my bad.
Call him Genji.
I
Genji
guess
doing on Sybil?
any like feedback about Ninja, Spider, and Swarmers are in a really bad spot right now, but no nerf November. Can't do anything about it.
No nerf, then just buff it. Easy, forehead.
They need buffs because Swarmers are literally just bad right now. They're really bad.
It's because you can just stomp on them.
Exactly, and you just they can't get off the ground most of the time before someone finds them and just curb stomps them.
Give them stumbatons, easy. Stumbatons.
They'll be getting buffs.
If you want to
Ninja,
buff something
he
about
has a
Swarmers, I've noticed that they're replicated like simple mob buddies. I've seen use for them like once ever. They're pathetic.
Could give them a
Hilariously
ranged
bad.
attack.
I've had
funny.
some pretty good success with it one time when I was locking down departures by myself, but I had time to do like a wall of snares and then a bunch of barriers behind that with like 10 fucking cloned variants
I
behind
saw
it.
someone with 20 of those little simple mob buddies, and he was like running down a hallway. It was the funniest shit. But it was even funnier when they all got killed by one sec officer with a fucking stun baton because they're shit.
They will probably get buffed as a change after November, of course. They just kind of suck right now. I think Ninja's pretty good. I've seen success. I've seen failure.
Yeah.
And Spiders seemed like it was an overall good change.
Rip my homie old school fucking spider flooding.
I mean, you can still do it. You just have to be smart now instead of just
I give 50 monkey to the phony spiders, and there's a vent. And
yeah. Now you actually have to like set it up and have the brood mothers placed properly.
Yeah.
Unga bunga, me use gold.
Hey, I
Wait,
had
so
a
you mean
question.
you mean to tell me that I can't just like walk over to genetics and feed them humans? And
You can technically, but it's not. That's not what they use to produce spiders anymore. They can lay regular eggs for free, but they only produce one spider.
Actually, as long as there's like a bunch of you guys here, I guess I can use it as idea, guys. Can you name Can you name cave rune suggestions?
No.
Cave runes.
You should name a cave the butthole.
That's pretty cool.
Cave
like it.
runes is when like you dig into caves
pretty
and,
cool.
and you find a cool room.
Also,
just search up a bunch of like really famous like caves, and then go with that.
cave.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
geode cave
human
would be
meat and their
great.
subtypes have
Like-
addictions.
I like the
Just a whole
man
bunch of
cave
cool
idea.
crystals.
Do you guys have plans to upgrade Xenobio at all? Because like just the slimes and the occasional Xeno is cool enough, but I feel like there's a lot that's untouched there that you guys.
Are you asking if we have plans for Xenobio?
Yeah.
Actually, here's a better way to describe it. You know, lava land runes. Name ideas for that.
Ooh,
get rid of the xenomorph rune on Lava Land. That makes zero sense. That's
no,
there.
no, no, no. Because you can
Don't
bring
worry.
them back, Lazarus injector them, and then just throw Ascension's potion at them, and then there goes your
And then
fucking-
they're just actors. They aren't actual real Xenos at all.
Yeah,
They're
they're
simple
simple
mobs.
mobs, not.
And they
cartoons.
can't do anything that the regular ones can, so it's
Don't
kind
worry,
of like stupid.
I'm not adding Xenos.
Wait, really? Oh, that's a shame.
I think you should promote them to real Xenos. I think that'd be
You
great.
can't because somebody's gonna have to rig up the AI for them, and that person won't be me, or nobody's probably gonna take their time to do it.
Okay.
Also, off-station content's currently being barred, even post-November. So,
Question:
But
Is there
why?
currently any point to generating a fuck ton of power in engineering? Because it seems like right
there
now
fucking
juicing-
isn't.
Bragging rights.
No.
it's
it
the
lets
last
the
one.
Melf AI get a better way of like stunning people. That's also, I guess,
Well,
like a
shock doors.
It's really, really funny
You
to
get-
see
you
an
get- you
assistant
get, like,
who
the
has
funny
budget
board.
insoles touch a door and fucking die.
You guys have like any other cave lava land rune ideas?
you
The
should
butthole Mark II.
stick the Colossus in there. It'd be funny. And just destroy the entire map.
No, please, no more megafauna.
It looks all the exact same, but it's all lubed.
We need cooler. We need cooler
I don't know, maybe
simple
just,
mobs to fight. Because
I agree.
You got charge.
Why not like spore emitting mushroom mobs or something? You have to play it from a distance then.
I
Wow, it was
intend to,
almost like Watchers were something you wanted to fight at a distance, but now being at a distance is an advantage.
Watchers are gay, bro.
Watchers are literally broken right now because that beam of theirs doesn't
God,
do
I'm
anything.
so fucking salty about body temp modifications.
Honestly, you know
Man.
what they should do, right? You know how the ice watchers like freeze you quite
Yeah.
literally for a while. All watchers should just do that. I think that's.
You want to know what's
the
cringe
answer.
as fuck about that effect?
It applies to simple mobs as well. So if friendly
No,
fires.
it's worse than that.
What?
Okay, so it's using the same status effect that the ice ruin from the traps that the wizard gets uses,
Yeah.
and it resets your body temperature after the end.
So it doesn't actually make you colder.
Yes.
Damn, that was chilly for a little while.
And so when I was trying to do my little fix for that shit, and I had the frost wings firing beams at a lizard person, they would take less damage from the Icewing variant than a normal one because of that body temp reset.
Based.
Was there any way to just make a version of the effect that doesn't do that after it's
Yeah, I
over?
was adding a flag for it, but basically my PR went stale, and so I decided, fuck this, no one cares about it, so I don't care.
Oh, the lobster is like my favorite, one of my favorite new mobs. It just needs to charge when it's player controls. Honestly, I have the tarantula working off of your system that has the player able to.
Why
use it.
simple mobs can ride scooters? If you tell me you want to get rid of simple mobs riding scooters, I'm gonna throw you out an airlock.
I think everything can ride scooters that isn't stored in an item.
It seems like to me for Watchers, you could just totally drop the cold damage thing and just say that every time you get hit by it, your action speed goes down by a certain.
What I was doing was adding a move speed modifier and then having it check if you were a Borg or not, dealing a little bit of cold damage. So if you were a lizard, you'd get fucked from that because fuck lizards, you know?
You guys have any other lava rune ideas? It isn't the butthole?
The butthole Mark III.
A 3x3 with a chasm in the middle. And it's all
That
lubed.
ability, I already put it. I already put it in the chat. Check it out.
A Mega
So-
Dark. It sounds cool, but I can't use custom assets.
But
Make a
one of
Kraken.
those.
Make a Kraken right now.
Oh, cracked it. I can.
Fuck it.
A gold
I'm
grub
done
with
waiting for
filter.
chemistry to fix this shit. I want crack now.
When
Put
are
a
we getting?
pulsating tumor.
When are we getting ice mods?
Assembled blue space artillery that fires once and then explodes at a random point on the map on the station.
Fellas, ice moths.
I think the ice moths thing got put on the fucking shelf and is
Yeah,
now
that's
dead.
mine. I gotta like yell at oranges or something. And I kind of don't care enough.
Like
I feel like
a
couldn't we
bunch
do
of
something
emitters
cooler though?
that are hooked up
No.
to mirrors so that it goes into a circle.
Yeah, we could do something cooler than ice moths. Make it like double ice moths because then they're even colder.
Yeah, but
that's
why
a
are we
good
just
idea.
taking pre-existing species and just saying
Because
some
I'm
sort
not
of-
gonna sprite shit, dude.
Because
That's the fucking red pill right there. Because he's not gonna sprite shit.
Guys,
Because it's going to replace the ash lizards. Because isn't it like in the future? Aren't you guys just going to remove ash lizards?
I like Ashwalkers.
I like Ashwalkers, but the whole idea was that Lava Land was gonna get like mech'd, essentially.
I thought
but like, is that
Ashwalkers were
gonna
gonna be like
happen?
fucking huge ass.
We say a lot of things.
Titan
but-
lizards.
If they
Beat
ever
the
get
fuck out of mech sword.
It would be cool if there was like a minor magical system for Ashwalkers, since like any dickhead of the PKA could just shoot their ass off.
Have you considered being good?
My thought is instead of doing Orange's mech thing, obviously we should just make mining like Deep Rock Galactic.
Didn't
You get, like, a
fucking
pod
Floyd
together.
say he was gonna do some kind of cargo-based one?
No, that's asteroid farming.
There's
And I
like
thought,
3 mining rework talks, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, but
Nobody's making any of them.
Asteroid mining will make the mining.
okay, but Floyd's idea is cringe because it literally takes out the combat, and that makes me sad. So I
There
don't
goes
want
the
it.
idea.
It's literally just
Someone just like code something. Just like do
yeah,
it.
but then there's no reason to be on Lava Land other than I'm just memeing.
Well then code faster than Floyd.
Go on,
Not even that hard.
Hire the Bitcoin assassin.
Also, it puts Lava Land in the position to just get axed, and I know there's
That
enough
sounds like
people
a
that
fun
want that.
tag, a Bitcoin assassin, where you just pay a certain amount of money and you just.
That's just the hitman
You've
from
been
Dark
contracted by
RP, dude.
Bogdanov.
You gotta like say an OOC whenever you accept a hit. Just
Isn't
like
there
Dark
unused
RP.
sprites from the machine where it like has the head of Bogdanov in it? Or is that used?
What?
The machine, the Crab 19 or whatever it is,
What
it
is
has
that? Crab
sprites for it.
17?
Literally a biz
Yeah,
meme, yes.
Bogdanov's head is inside of it. There was sprites for it. I'm almost certain. I'm not sure if it gets used or not though.
I think we
It's-
should make it invincible, by the way. It used to be invincible, then they changed it to like take damage, and now there's always like 5 morons hitting it. So they're just putting their
I love the morons hitting it.
What
I think we should make it a proper mid-round and tag because that's what I'm going to say about everything. The player should control it, and it's like
to be a mid-round?
Sir, please, more dynamic mode.
It should spawn 17 crabs around it at a 1% chance.
Crap.
Have you ever played Donkey Kong
Crab.
Country
Crab.
3? It should be like a giant. It should be like the fake final boss in that game. It should be like a giant. thing that
So
floats
when do I
around.
get to add Mothra as a major antag?
What's up with all the moth boys in this fucking chat?
Moth gang
What did I
represent.
do?
Metagame. One of them laid eggs and now they're everywhere.
I came here to burp, but now I'm out of soda, so I don't even know why I'm still
Uh-oh.
here.
Meeting's over, guys. Go back to your holes.
Saved by the
The
bell.
voice chat's going to stay for as long as you guys wish. I'm going to be moving it down to the normal voice chats.
Oh.
Actually, no, get the fuck out and join the bootleg. Get the.
Yeah, I
no,
won't have
fuck you. I'm
pirates
joining
for
whatever
Sorry, I'm
goddamn
sorry.
channel I want
I'll
to.
go now. I'll show myself out.
Go, get out of there. Get out of here.
Ethereal
Go quit.
surprise a battery.
Admin abuse.
Don't need to go home. We can't stay here.
Domitius, I have no home. You destroyed mining.
You don't
That
need to go
was my
home.
home.
You just can't stay here. Sir, please get off the patio, sir. Security?
Mining. What happened by
No.
I can break these cuffs.
I can't believe
I'm
it.
deleting the community channel.
You
the
destroyed
voice
my
chat.
power hammer.